Yo, what's going on guys, ExtraFusion here, and I want to do another beta feedback video just like what we did last time where we talked about the created class system and why I'm not a big fan of the Vanguard created class system. And today we're going to talk about Killstreaks. Now, I have a lot of issues with Killstreaks in Vanguard, not just the fact that they're Killstreaks instead of Scorestreaks, but also a couple of other things about them. And it's the same issue I had with the Killstreaks back in Modern Warfare 2019, same issue I had with Killstreaks back in MW2 and Black Ops 1, but I give that a pass because that was way back then before they made the great change in Modern Warfare 3 to include point streaks. Then we saw score streaks after that, and score streaks were amazing, completely fixed the issues I had with streaks. And then for some reason, Modern Warfare in 2019 just decides to revert all those amazing changes and go back to the original Killstreak system. And I still to this day do not understand why, because it really does hurt the gameplay in a lot of different ways. And I don't think most people recognize what it's doing to the gameplay, because I see people who clearly want a particular type of Call of Duty game, like a fast-paced Call of Duty game where everyone's playing the objective and stuff, and yet they're still praising Killstreaks, saying, oh, Killstreaks are just simpler, or they're easier, or they make more sense. I don't want score streaks, it's too easy to get score streaks, or something like that. And they make these arguments, but then they also say they want the game to be fast, and it's like, bro, if you want the game to be faster, trust me, wanting score streaks would do that. And I just don't think people really realize that, because people don't really think about what certain mechanics could do to the overall gameplay experience. So in this video, I'm going to go through the 4 things that I strongly dislike about the Vanguard Killstreak system. All these things could also apply for Modern Warfare 2019's Killstreak system, and honestly some of the older Killstreak systems as well, but I'm not talking about those because, like I said, I give those the benefit of the doubt because they're much older and they haven't made that great change yet to include score streaks instead of Killstreaks. I'm also going to be debunking a lot of myths about score streaks, and I'm also going to be giving a solution of how you can make a score streak system really good. So the first problem I have with Killstreaks within Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2019 is a pretty obvious one. It's the one a lot of people recognize: the fact that there is no incentive to play the objective. And this does not only impact myself, but it impacts the entire lobby. That's why including a perk does not fix this issue. Modern Warfare 2019 included a perk called Pointman, which gave you score streaks, and I'm assuming Vanguard's gonna do the same thing, but this does not fix the issue at all for multiple reasons. First of all, because it's a perk, not everyone's using it, and the issue with Killstreaks, which what I just said, is the fact that people aren't playing the objective as much because there's no incentive to do it, which leads to people camping more and rushing less. That's slowing down the pace of the game. Having a perk does not mean everyone's gonna run that same exact perk. Now, if everyone in the lobby runs that perk, then it's not an issue, sure, but is that ever gonna happen? No. People are always gonna be using other perks, especially if there's other really good perks in that tier as well. And another issue, for a more personal reason, is, well, what if there's another really good perk in that same tier? Now I have to give up an entire perk slot for something that should just be in the game by default regardless. And also, Modern Warfare, no offense, but they did not do a good job at all with the point values. It was way too easy to get streaks with that perk. Like, you literally, especially on certain modes like grind, you maybe had to get like a couple tags and you already had your top tier streak. It's like, well, you guys gotta actually do a good job with valuing out what points should give you how much score towards these streaks, because you can't just break the game like that. So there's just a lot of issues with making it a perk, and I don't think they will ever be able to come up with a good way to fix this issue with just a perk. This needs to be something by default, and people have also said, why not make it a choice? There's no perk involved, just choose between kill streaks or score streaks. Well, that's an issue too, because again, not everyone's gonna choose score streaks. A lot of people are gonna go with kill streaks, and then it's gonna be not really fixing the core issue, which is that people are not incentivized to play the objective, and that leads to people camping more and not rushing as much. And I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, people aren't going to play the objective anyways, and I think that is complete BS. Having an incentive to do something psychologically will make you more likely to do it. Now, will you 100% do it? No. Yes, people are going to camp anyways. It always happens. But I can guarantee you that games with score streaks have more people playing the objective than games without score streaks. I play a lot of Call of Duty, and from personal experience, I can say this is 100% true. Games like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2019, people don't really care to play the objective that much, because guess what? Winning does not really make that big of a difference to most people's experience. They're not going to be like, oh my god, I had such a great time because I won this game, but but because I lost this game, I had a terrible time. No, all they care about is kills. Let's be real here. But if you can get your score streaks faster by playing the objective, which will give you more kills in return, then they will actually play the objective. And you might be wondering like, oh, well, if you don't care about the objective, because personally, I don't give a shit. Like, I really don't care about winning games either, but I want people to play the objective simply because that makes the game faster. Modes like Hardpoint, Domination, Patrol within Vanguard, they're so much faster paced when people are actually hopping on the flags, because you have to actually move to do those different objectives. A game mode like Kill Confirmed even, you have to actually move to get the tags. You can't just sit in the back of the map, shoot people from a distance, and expect to get your streaks really fast, because guess what? You're not going to be getting the score from the tags. You want to actually go around and secure as many tags as possible, so that encourages rushing. There's a reason why Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Infinite Warfare are like the fastest paced Call of Duty games of all time. Not just because of the advanced movement in those few games, but even just talking about Black Ops 4 and 2, which don't have advanced movement, are still incredibly fast, and score streaks are one of those reasons. Score streaks need to be here. This one reason is reason enough to want score streaks instead of kill streaks. It's honestly reason enough. It will completely change the game. I can guarantee it. I don't see people making a big deal out of this issue, but it really can change the pacing of the game, and I do not want a slow-paced slogfest of a game where nobody even dares to touch the objective unless they actually care about winning, which, let's be real here, most people don't. But that's just one of the 4 reasons that I have here as to why I do not like the kill streak system in Vanguard. The next reason is that streak kills don't really mean that much because they don't count towards more streaks. So what do I mean by this? So you know when you get a kill streak, let's say it's a sentry gun or a glide bomb or a ball turret gunner in like World War II or whatever it may be, you get kills with these, right? Normally, with kill streaks, they wouldn't be adding up to more kills. Now, they did in Modern Warfare 2, but we all can agree that that was completely broken because it made it so it was really easy to get the top tier streaks because you can just use your streaks to work up to the next one. Modern Warfare also had a perk for this, and again, I don't think it's a very balanced thing, so I'm glad that's not the case with Vanguard, that you can't just do that. Obviously, if you have, they'll probably include a perk, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think by default, that would be really stupid to just be able to keep earning more streaks with getting kills with your current streaks. But this is not an issue with score streaks because score streaks can actually balance out point values properly. That's why I love score streaks. Score streak kills do give you more score, but it's just not nearly as much, and they're able to balance it out because it's a score streak system instead of just being a kill streak. Instead of just being 1 point for this, 2 points for this, whatever it may be. It's not even points, it's just kills. I mean, at least point streaks went a little bit further, but this is also an issue with point streaks, is that point streaks couldn't really do much with this either. With score streaks, you can make it so, okay, you get a kill with this glide bomb, you get 15 score. You get, let's say, I don't know, a swarm. If you get like 10 to 15 kills with the swarm, it's gonna add up to like maybe 150 score, which isn't a ton, but that's enough. That counts as much as for like 1 or 2 kills. That's not bad at all. That's better than it not counting for literally anything. And the reason why I like that is because then getting more kills with streaks can make a difference to the overall game. It can make a difference to how quickly you're going to get more streaks rather than just being fun things to use to get more kills in your leaderboards or to help win the game or whatever. Instead of it actually working towards more streaks, I think everything you do in a game should work towards another streak. Everything you do. That's why score streaks are so much better, because everything you do, whether it's taking out little pieces of equipment or shooting down score streaks or shooting something, whatever, assists even, all of this counts towards your streaks. You're being rewarded for everything that you do, everything you contribute positively to the match. And if you die, you lose that progress. That's how it should work. That's just how it should be. Obviously, Cold War system, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but that completely changed how that works. But for traditional score streaks, you die, you lose that, and you try to get as much stuff you can within a single life as humanly possible. And that does not just include kills. It shouldn't just include kills, because kills are not the only important part to a Call of Duty game, especially objective modes that don't even really have anything to do with kills. So I think that's a big reason for why score streaks are better. And these next 2 problems are not really specific to them being kill streaks instead of score streaks, because you can fix these 2 issues I have right here while still making them kill streaks. So I don't really see why these are a problem. I don't get the reason why, but first thing is they don't wrap. Now what I mean by that is being able to earn the same streak again in the same life. So within Vanguard and in Modern Warfare, you just go up getting your streaks. Let's say you get dogs, you go on a 10 kill streak, you get dogs. It stops there. The only streak you can get after that is a nuke. If you go on a gun streak long enough to get a nuke, then you can get the nuke. but that's it. You can't re-earn the same streaks in the same life. But with Scorestreaks, they've always allowed you to. They've always allowed you to keep getting more and more of the same streak in the same life. Even in the Cold War system, you can always just get the same streak again. You just have to wait for the cooldown in the Cold War system. But again, we're not talking about that system. We're just talking about the traditional Scorestreaks. You could keep earning the same thing again and again and again, and I don't see why not. If you're good enough to go on a 20 kill streak, you deserve 2 sets of dogs, not just one. You shouldn't have to force yourself to die in order to get them again. That just doesn't make any sense. That's just completely taking away the whole purpose of going on a kill streak in the first place. And what a lot of people like to do is they like to run like just UAV and counter UAV maybe, and they can just cycle between, UAVs and just get them nice and quick. That's something I always loved to do back with Scorestreaks, because UAV only costs like 500, so all you have to do is maybe go on like a 1500 score streak and you already have 3 UAVs from that. Like, that's great, that's awesome. You can't do that in this game. You have to keep making yourself actually die before you're able to get one again. I don't see why that makes any sense, and it doesn't even have to be Scorestreaks in order to fix this issue. They should just cycle regardless. It's such a weird thing, and I seriously do not understand the reason for it, but it's one of my big issues with this Killstreak system. And the last issue here is simply that you can't use streaks of the same point value. Now, this is another thing that I don't really think needs to be an issue. They could fix this with it still being Killstreaks, but at least with Scorestreaks, this has never been an issue because the Scorestreak values for the different, Scorestreaks have always been different. But in this case, because, kills, you can't go in between like point values, you can't do like a 4.5 kill streak or whatever. So a lot of kill streaks in Vanguard cost the same amount of kills. For example, UAV and counter UAV are both 4 kills, and they don't let you run two kill streaks of the same kill value. That is frustrating. I mean, look back to Black Ops 2. You could run any combination, and this isn't a balance issue, because what is unbalanced about using a UAV and a counter UAV? There's nothing unbalanced about that. We've been able to do that in plenty of Call of Duty games. Let me do that. You look back to, like I said, Black Ops 2, any combination goes. You can do whatever the hell you want. But I'm restricted in Vanguard. I was restricted back in Modern Warfare 2019. I remember the gunship was 12 kills in Modern Warfare, and so was the advanced UAV. What if I wanted to run the advanced UAV and the gunship? Let me run both of them. And I know they cost the same, so either you have to change it to Scorestreaks so that actually works, or just make it so you can earn it at the same time regardless. Why is that a problem? Why is that a bad thing? If I go on a 12 kill streak, boom, I get two streaks instead of just one. Why not? You know what I mean? I don't get the purpose of not allowing us to do that, but this wouldn't be an issue in the first place if it was Scorestreaks anyways. So yeah, that's a big problem I have with this Killstreak system, and this is a big solution as well. Literally just do Scorestreaks and it completely fixes the issue. Next up, I wanted to debunk a couple of myths about Scorestreaks, because I talk a lot on Twitter with people and I get to see what they think about certain things, and it seems a lot of people prefer Killstreaks. And again, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, I think a lot of these people are just completely blind to what Killstreaks actually do to the gameplay, and they don't realize that it's making the game slower and a lot less objective based. And if they knew that, if they realized that actually happens, I think they might have a different opinion. But there's some, things that people have said. They say that you only want Scorestreaks. They say this to me personally as well, that I only want Scorestreaks because they're easier to get. I think that's a huge, no, because first of all, they are not easier to get. They are in some instances, yes, in certain Call of Duties. I think Black Ops 4 is a specifically good example, because Black Ops 4 streaks were pretty easy to earn because there were so many ways to get score in that game. There was way too many ways. Like, you can get a shit ton of score basically doing nothing in that game, and I don't think that's good. Obviously, I think they need to balance it out better than that, and they have before. Black Ops 3, for example, I think balanced it out perfectly. There's no reason why someone should get the highest streak in the game without going on at least a 10 kill streak. Now, yes, there's been times where people get swarms without getting a single kill, but they have to work hard for that though. It's not like you can just magically get a high streak by playing the objective. Playing the objective isn't an easy thing necessarily. It's really not. You have to jump on flags, you have to jump on hard points. You're putting yourself directly into gunfight scenarios. you're gonna come across people, you're gonna have to shoot people, you're gonna have to try to survive, and you're not going to if you're not good. So I don't think Scorestreaks are necessarily easier to earn. From my personal experience, it's been just as easy to get kill streaks as it has been for Scorestreaks, except Scorestreaks, I feel like I'm at least encouraged to rush and play the objective, so I like it a lot more. They just need to balance it properly, and I don't think Black Ops 4 did that, nor did Cold War do that, because Cold War made it so they don't even reset. Now, I don't want to talk about Cold War system too much because it's not what I'm asking to have back, but I actually don't think Cold War system is terrible because it still is at least encouraging rushing, and it's completely discouraging camping. The only place I really see a big issue with Cold War's system is in the longer modes, because you still have to work pretty hard to get streaks in that game. Like, I guess it's easier than most systems, but you still have to go on streaks. So unless it's a really long game mode, then you're probably not going to get it unless you're a good player. So I don't see this terrible, horrible issue with the Cold War system, but I definitely would prefer traditional score streaks, and that's what I've been asking for this whole video. So people need to stop thinking that when we ask for score streaks, we're talking about Cold War system, because there's way too many people who don't know that traditional score streaks exist, and it's actually kind of funny. I'm assuming it's people who like stopped playing COD after like Modern Warfare 3 or something, or like Modern Warfare 2, and they haven't started playing again until like Modern Warfare 2019, because there was like a good period of games there, like 7 or so, that had score streak system, traditional score streak system. So if you played any COD between that time, you probably should know how that works. So I'm surprised a lot of people don't know about that, but whatever. And finally, let's just talk about some of my solutions. Obviously, like I said, score streaks is the solution, really. That's the main solution, but like I said before, it needs to be balanced properly. They need to really do a good job with making it so kills are the priority. I do think kills should be a priority, but you still should get rewards for doing other things like objective play, shooting down streaks, shooting equipment. I think stuff like equipment, like shooting like a field mic or something, should not give you a lot, and I don't think it usually does, but that definitely shouldn't give you too much. Shooting down streaks shouldn't give you a lot either, like a UAV. Maybe it should give you like 50 score or something, maybe 25 even. I don't think it should give you a crazy amount, but stuff like hopping on a domination flag on like the B flag or something, that should probably give you at least 100 score, which is usually how much it does. I think some games made it a little bit too much, like 200 score, which is a little bit too much, but if you make it balanced properly, it works perfectly. And then the score values for the streaks themselves should also be good. You know, I think streaks should go as high as like the 2000s, honestly. Like, I think the highest they went was a Swarm in Black Ops 2 as a 1900 score streak. I wouldn't mind some score streaks in the 2000s because they're not going to be that crazy to get that high. I'm a pretty decent COD player. I think I could get that high many times, so it'd be really fun to try and do that, but a lot of the games just haven't really provided that. They usually keep the streaks a little bit lower, and I think this would be great. And I also really thought of this awesome idea, and I might make another video kind of expanding on this, but they should do a system where you have a multiplier depending on how fast you can get kills. This would encourage rushing even more. So for example, if you get one kill and then you get another kill, like, I don't know, 30 seconds later, that's just gonna be 200 score. You know, you get 100 score for the first kill, 100 score for the second kill, you know? But if you're able to get another kill quickly after the first one, it adds a multiplier, or like maybe a bonus, like a plus 25 score or something. So if you get a double kill, basically one kill and then another kill like 5 seconds later, at least, something before that at least, you would get 100 plus 125 for that second kill. And then if you get a third kill quickly after, which would be a triple kill, you would then get another bonus 25, so you would get 150 score for that kill. And then you get a fourth kill, which would be a quad feed, you get 175 score for that kill. So it just keeps going up and up and up as you keep getting chain kills. This would be awesome because it would encourage rushing. Let's say you get one kill and you know there's another guy not that far out. Most of the time people are like, yeah, I'm just gonna camp behind this thing for a little bit and then maybe push out in a few seconds after I heal or something like that. But if you were to make this a thing, I think this would encourage people to kill the one person and then just quickly rush to get the next person. They want to get those kills as fast as humanly possible, and encouraging people to get double kills and triple kills and quad feeds, I think that would be awesome. And you should reward it too, because it's not easy to get feeds. It's not easy. Reward it more than just a medal. Give us actually more score towards our streaks. And I think people will be willing to do that. If I see a group of 4 people, I'm gonna be like, hell yes, I'm gonna go for that quad feed because I'm gonna get a bonus like 200 score or something in total. I don't know, I can't do the math right now in my head, but that would be awesome. And I would absolutely love that. So that's my ideas. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please, Sledgehammer, please make changes, because I I really think this is going to be one of the biggest issues with this game, just like it was in Modern Warfare 2019. I think score streaks have just been so much better, and I'm sad that we haven't gotten a really solid score streak system in a long time, because yes, World War II and Black Ops 4 had score streaks, but they weren't that good of score streaks, most of them. And Black Ops 4 had a couple of really good ones, but again, the balance in the system in terms of the point values was kind of all over the place. But Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare did it so incredibly well. I want to see that again. I want to see streaks that are hard to get, but they're rewarding to get, because you have to do a lot of things to do it. You can play the objective, you can get kills, you can do all sorts of things, and you're rewarded for doing everything, and they're rewarding streaks because they're good and they get a lot of kills. That's what I want. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on my next one. Peace out.